The question of what jets the Ukrainians need to gain air superiority has been a source of much discussion since the start of the war. There was the debate about whether it should be American F-16s or Swedish Gripens. The F-16s won out on that one, and 6 experienced Ukrainian pilots are undergoing training right now in Denmark to fly them. These are older jets donated by Denmark itself, the Netherlands and Norway, and Ukraine's expected to eventually receive around 50 of them. There are questions, though, about what sort of missiles and bombs they'll carry, and biggest of all, when they'll enter service. But this week we've had another interesting aviation story with the head of Ukraine's ground forces, Colonel General Alexander Syrskiev, telling Reuters he thinks the Ukrainians could also do with a few more US aircraft. One of them is this, the A-10 Thunderbolt, nicknamed the Warthog by the US Air Force. He wants these to support Ukrainian infantry as they move forward, plus of course, this is a proven tank killer. Operation Desert Storm in 1991 was the first time these had been flown in combat. By the time it ended, A-10s with their huge 30mm cannons had destroyed 900 Iraqi tanks and 2,000 military vehicles. The US is retiring these jets and would potentially have hundreds it could donate. The obvious difference between Iraq and Ukraine, though, is the sophistication of Russian air defences, systems like the S-300 and S-400. In reality, a subsonic jet from the 1970s doesn't really stand a chance, unless of course you use the F-16s to take out those air defences first. General Syrskiev also talked about Ukraine receiving Apache helicopters, AH-1 Super Cobras and Black Hawks. Again, these would be vulnerable to Russian SAM systems, but with Ukraine there's always that caveat. They know how vulnerable these aircraft would be, so perhaps they've got something up their sleeve, a different use or a tactic that Western air forces wouldn't employ. Now, connected to this story is news that the head of Ukraine's Air Force said this week he thinks French Mirage 2000s may also come into service in Ukraine. These are fourth-generation multi-role fighters, and General Mykola Oleshchuk wrote on Telegram that he thinks Western aircraft and Ukraine's own Soviet-era jets will coexist in Ukraine's Air Force, at least initially, with the Mirages flying alongside Su-24 bombers and Su-25 attack aircraft. We know that President Zelensky struck a deal with Emmanuel Macron in September to begin training Ukrainian pilots in France. At the time, it wasn't known what jets they'd be training on, but now it seems we do. Simon Newton, Forces News. Thanks for watching. For more from Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.